Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another WWE Champions video. And today we're going to be taking a look at 7-star Vikingo. Now, if you read the thumbnail, I said simple but brutal. And to be honest with you, it's true. Vikingo's a relatively straightforward character. There's really no reason to get more crazy different builds or movesets. It's really just one build better than the rest. The trainers and coaches can kind of change, especially depending on what you're doing, and we'll get into that. But for the most part, it is just, I mean, there's no reason you'll ever change the moves. And on top of this, same thing with the plates. I really don't see Vikingo ever getting a better skill plate than he has right now. I mean, if he does get a plate that does somehow change his belt, his build, or change the way his skill plate works for what he's doing for a moveset, maybe. I never really see this happening, at least not any time soon. Or maybe they'll give him eventually a AAA moment. Again, I wouldn't mind seeing that as well, but for right now, he doesn't really even need any extra stuff. You really just need him, and really one plate in particular, and also kind of one coach in particular, to really get the maximum of his damage. Now, Vikingo, I think, arguably is the best aggro in the game. There are a few characters I think some people might say are better, mainly like Long Beach 93. I really don't like him as much. And then there's Jacob now with the new Shawn Michaels plate, and I definitely do see that being a pretty good, like, Jacob does more damage, and so on, and there's also no risk, but the stuff you need, especially right now, is a lot rarer than what Vikingo needs. So let's get into the moveset. It's blue, red, blue, and it is super straightforward of a build. So 8 charge blue, Meteora, deal damage and make 23 random in the color turn gems, then deal damage and make 24 random gems in the multi as strength 20. This is also a huge reason why I think if you have him as an acrobat, this is by far your best first acrobat choice, is him, because these multis, I believe, are 8s at gold and they go to 20s at 7-star. It's a huge jump. And this is like the main reason he's getting damage out. He's got a gem type that is going to give us plate options, and he's making multis and strong ones at that. I believe he is right behind Bret Hart for the most multi-strength in the game at once on a board, because Bret obviously has 1,100, but you can get like 30, if not, well, technically I might show it, but you can get whole board times 27s, which is more than Bret Hart, but that is only in tag matches. But on his own, he is still getting I think close to the thousands of worth of multi-strength on the board. So this move is really the main thing you need. Missile dropkick, 7 charge, red, deals damage and gain 10 balloon P. This is our also reversal. If the opponent generates at least 1 pyro, deal damage and heal for, how much is that? Is that 136? 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's 136 million. And then steal the opponent's turn. I don't hate this move. Well, it's a great move. It helps us go in. I'm talking about mainly the reversal. It's fine. I kind of wish it was like increased red, even like 25% or 50% or something. Would have been, I think, cooler. But it's alright. It's not terrible. He's still technically... Oh, he's only healing. If this was steel 136 million, that'd be different. But it's okay. I mean, the good thing is it steals pyro. And pyro steel is actually not... Well, it's not the best. It's definitely not the worst. It's a pretty good reversal to have. And then Mexican Destroyer, 10 charge blue finisher, deal damage and swap a 7x7 random into red and pin the opponent. So we're just going to do an easy whole board. Red gems. Which is obviously great, and again, we definitely want that for our big multi. So if you don't know, it's a very straightforward build. It's literally hit this red, gain your blue, hit this blue, put color turns and multis down, and then hit the finisher, make whole board red. It's a very simple build, but it does very, very well. The entourage here is going to be Sting or Butch or Roxanne, whoever you want, as long as you can get red start with 4 more move points. And we're going to be running Mosh. Mosh's moves that generate multi will give us 1 more strength, and then multi plus 5. Now, you might be wondering, why am I running this instead of running something like most people might do with 5 charged characters with multis? And that would be King and then Andre in this case for the red 4 multi 4, or even in this case Sherry. Mosh is giving us way more as well. Sure, he's only giving us 1 extra strength, which is only, you know, I mean, it's still technically, you know, more. But he is giving us 5 more multis. So that is 5 more times 20s, which in general just gives us a lot more. On top of this, we have Bo here for multi-generation plus 6 more multi 60, bringing this move to 35 random multi of strength 21. I'm going to bring my calculator out real quick for you guys to understand how much that is. That's 735 extra gems we are putting on the board. 735 is a lot. So just keep that in mind. That is a lot of gems. And we're going to break all of them with red. And then obviously now we have Bailey for red 40 multi 60, just to obviously give us more red gem damage, make this an even bigger hit. And I have Stephanie here for red 40 all color moves starting MP reduced by 1. I used to run Santa Hogan for especially for more health and any color and stuff, or you can even run a minus MP. Either one works, but for this we're going to do a mix of damage and MP reduction with Stephanie McMahon. Now, the important part, really, other than obviously having Bo, is going to be the belt, specifically the ultimate plate, and that is Punk's Gauntlets. Whenever you make 6 or more color turn gems, increase all of your gem damage by 500% for a turn. This just makes him even better. I mean, having huge multis and everything is great, but having a plate on top of that that gives you 500% more gem is always better, right? And it's always going to help us. On top of this, we are going to be running Never Fear, aka Penta's Plate, Penta Zero's Plate, which is whenever you make 6 or more multi, increase red gem by 100% for 2 turns. So in total, we are going to get 600% red gem whenever we hit that Meteora, which is going to be pretty insane. On top of this, I do have a 200% gem belt and 100% extra gem from the Tier 6 Theory 3 medals. So that is our belt and plates. Now we're going to be fighting Acro Punk, Hype 4, same as me, and showcase just how mean and simple Vikingo is. Now, if you've never seen me preview 7 stars before, I usually want to see at least 500 million. I think 500 million is like, for the most part, you're going to keep a character down, and I really will have no issue with you at all. We'll have no problem. Obviously, the harder the better, but 500 mil is at least where I want you to be. So our normal reds are doing 718,000, but a big multi is doing 16.8 million. And then we hit the fin. That is his entire gameplay loop. That is it. We broke 749 red, and we hit him for 619 million. So he is doing 119, almost 120 million more than I would like to see, at least with the 500 mil. So just to showcase that, that is very good damage. Incredibly simple gameplay loop. A few reversal problems. Obviously, technically, he's got gain MP and a multi. Color turn isn't really an issue right now. But, you know, he does have at least 2 reversals. But if you don't have to worry about them, you're fighting people that don't have it, obviously. He just is such a simple gameplay loop and is going to wipe pretty much everyone's health. That was a great cascade. That was 623. I think the lowest I've ever seen my Vikingo do is like 599. So pretty much 600 mil. It's a simple yet just great gameplay. It's very good. It's very fast. He's one of my favorite feud characters in the game. Because again, I definitely can make that argument like, oh, Ray Phoenix can hit harder. But he has Cascade Risk and he takes more time. Again, Long Beach, same thing, but again, I don't know if he's got, like, some of his newer builds don't have Cascade Risk, but the stuff I remember has Cascade Risk. Jacob with the new stuff, while he does still require a Green Piper and the new Shawn Michaels Heartbreaker plate. I would say he's slower, but they're probably on par. But again, those plates right now, oh, Green Piper's not the rarest thing, but Heartbreaker is very, very new right now. And again, there's so many characters that want it. Where Punk's Gauntlet and Penta's plate is kind of just Vikingo, right? Punk's Gauntlet is, I think, Vikingo is kind of the main guy who wants that. So that is him in a one-on-one setting, but we can go further. And I do want to showcase what would happen if you used him in other modes, specifically tag matches and showdowns. Now, the cool thing that Vikingo has is he's got some very good link options. Not only does he have the modern, which is kind of whatever, he has the Mexico, any color moves start with 2 more, and the AAA multi plus 2 strength. So he can kind of mix and match with some characters. Now, you can run Mexico here. Let's put Iguana in here. Iguana is still got the same link, so you can run Mexico, or we can run AAA. And I'm going to currently just showcase AAA. We won't see the damage, but I just want to showcase our multi 16.8 million. I think my gems are a little bit higher because their metals aren't as good, but for the most case, if you ran the same entourage and everything in a tag match, but just had Iguana or Penta or Psycho Clown, you get times 23s, and yeah, they are just going to do even more damage. Again, this is probably going to look somewhere around 800, maybe 800. I would say at least 750, maybe closing into 800 million damage very consistently. And again, that simple 3-click just kill. There's no board manipulation. There's no nothing, which is great. It is a great thing. Now, I'm going to showcase another thing that Vikingo can do here, and that is if you run him in a tag match with these. Oh no, I don't need to go into here. I'm just going to swap that with the Mexico link in particular. So if you wanted to, you can instead run King and Jerry. Now, obviously, you might be like, well, why? What's the point of this? Well, Jerry here is giving us the blue 4, and King's giving us all color 2, multi 2. It gives us more multi strength in general, which is great. However, the big thing is, as long as you run these 2 trainers with a Mexico link, that is in total here, if you look, Jerry gives us 4. King's going to give us 2 more, so that's 6. Plus 2 is another 8, and then you get the plus additional from starting MP, 9 MP. So Meteora is completely filled. And then we have King's plus 2 all, the starting MP for 3, and then the Mexico link is going to give us 5 red MP. Now, obviously, if you want to, you can run Santa Hogan to just make sure you get a little more MP on Meteora and the Missile Dropkick. But what this means is you can now run Meteora and hit the move twice. This does a lot of things for you. One, it gives us even more multis on the board, which is great for us, right? More multi, more damage. But this also means we set the plates off again. So instead of only getting a 600% increase, we are going to be getting a 1,200% increase from the plates. And as you can see, these are now times 22. So these are already doing 18 million. you can now hit the Meteora again. Look at all of that. Jesus. Our Reds are now at 1.1 million damage. And on a times 22, they do 27 million. This is well over a billion. This, I believe, is 1.1 billion pretty consistently. Again, he doesn't really have a low damage, but this is a billion, I think, pretty easily. And you can run that with literally anyone that has the Mexico link. It's just another way if you want to make sure to put people down. You certainly can. Whether it's, also they might have reduction or something on you. You can just kind of make sure, hey, I'm going to try and keep it down. And if you're someone that doesn't really want to hit harder, obviously running the Mexico link with the original build is just 2 more MP that you can have in case of minus MP. Now, technically speaking, you can go even further with Vikingo. I'm not going to do it in this video. I will wait specifically for a big AAA video. We'll talk about all 4, but I'm still awaiting Psycho Clown for the roster. But basically what it is, I'll just give you a quick teaser, is you get to run the AAA link with Iguana specifically in front. Iguana blows up the whole board. You see, the cool thing with that is he also fills anyone's MP, because as long as you have a multi times 10 of their color, he's going to fill it up for you. What this means from a Vikingo perspective, on top of Iguana's safety, so he can keep the match going if he needs to, he might just kill on his own, but if for some reason he didn't, you can then run Vikingo. Like, I gotta remember how it is. Is it that? Or is it... I think it might not be. I think it's this. I believe it's that. You run him this way. And those, by the way, are 27s because of the AAA link. Because also this is 35, it makes the whole board every time in the multi. So if for some reason Iguana did not get the match done by the time the 3 turns are up for Vikingo, Vikingo would tag in, hit the Meteora, hit the missile dropkick, hit it again, and then hit the finisher with a 1,200% plate increase, and would have the whole board multi of strength 27, which by the way is even higher than Brett's multis, which is again a crazy thing to think about. So that is Vikingo. He is a very, 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 very strong character. He's very simple. He's very brutal. He's also just a great character to have. I think if you're looking at who to take 7-star for an acrobat and you don't have him there and you have him, take him 7-star. He's completely worth it in like every way. Like, he's consistent, he's 3-click, he doesn't really have to manipulate the board in any way. There's really nothing you need to do in terms of board manipulation. It is literally just hit a button, hit another button, hit another button, and they're dead. And if you want, you can hit an extra button and do like between 4 to another 800 million extra damage on top of your 600 million hit. So plenty of options and plenty of ways to run Vikingo. So that is it on this video. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share. We are very, very close to 600 subscribers. So if you want to get into the dynasty before then, consider subscribing, as it does help me out. And if you made it this far into the video to hear me say it, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.